Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our YouTube channel, Sisterly Conversation.
And our topic is going to be we just celebrated independence in the month of November. That's Barbados independence. And so our topic for today is let's discuss how we as black people don't support each other in business. And I'm mostly talking about as a Bajan in my country, Barbados. And that's what we're going to be discussing today because this is an issue that I find we have been dealing with this issue for years. And the reason I thought that this was an important topic to discuss is because unfortunately we are so quick to support other people's business. Whether it is somebody that has a business that is a white person in Barbados, I'm talking about, or an Indian person. But when it comes to our own black people, businesses, we tend to have something or the other to see. And again, it brings us down as a people. Because when you have somebody that have a small business, a small little business to open up just to try to survive for them and their family members. Or is this price is too much. Or this product is too this. Or this, or this that. You know? But yet you're gonna go into another person that have a humongous business, might even have more than one branch of the business, and their price is going to be $100 and something or whatever else, and you're going to buy it with no complaints, or if you complain you're still going to buy it, but the other person that is of your race, your own people, you have a total big problem with it. And I would say though that when it comes to the food business, I would say we do tend to support each other in terms of the food businesses because
People gonna eat.
people gotta eat, and I find we do. People love food, I guess, and we do tend to, But when it comes to other types of businesses, I find there's so much complaints. For me personally, I love to support my people. If I know that a Bajan, and I also tend to support other Caribbean people as well. Not just my people, but if I know that a Bajan has, especially here in Canada, if I know that somebody's selling food or somebody's, selling whatever, I might want to buy something because I want to support them. I'm a small person, but I will try to, still buy something so that, they could still get a little paycheck in the pocket. Because we have to help out each other. Unfortunately, that's not always the case. And, Tony, you go ahead here because I don't want you to say taking over the show.
Yeah, it's true. I find Bajans, I shouldn't would have said, I agree wholeheartedly. When it comes to food, Bajans gonna support their own, for sure. But even when it come to like small businesses, like washing cars, selling T-shirts, um, making like making different graphic designs and stuff like that, people gonna find the world of fault. But then they might come and go to like a big brand name store like New Balance or Louis Vuitton or Chanel and spend more money than if they had spent it with these small businesses. And I don't get that.
And the thing about it, sorry to cut you off here, but this is also very important. The thing about it is sometimes the quality is not even that good because the thing is, with a small business person, they're gonna make sure they go all out, or at least I should say they should make sure they go all out to have a product that is very, very good because they want the business. They want you to keep coming back to grow their business. It might not be a brand but the shirt might still be good if it's a shirt. A shirt, like we started our own business selling shirts and stuff, so we could talk about shirts. But other people might be doing a craft situation, like making crochet, or might be making pots and bowls or whatever other thing they're doing. And then afterwards you hear, oh, but I know this brand is a makeup brand, or oh, I know about this. They say it should have been lower. The price should have been lower.
Or you should got this kind of quality um painting or
Right.
quality shirt or you don't got this or you don't got that, so I ain't buying this. And then if you ain't gonna buy it, don't buy it.
Yeah, but the problem,
Shoo shoo.
right? But the problem comes where with the bigger people that are already making the world of money and don't know nothing about you, or your country, or your people, or your history, or nothing. You shut your eyes and smell just to show off to other people who don't care about you. You know, just to show off to say, oh, I got this brand name, oh, I wearing this, oh, I doing this, you know, to show off for people that don't know your story, don't know your history. And it's a sad situation that we see because, again, who does it pull down? It pulls down you as a people. And I have to say, like in my country, the Indians are taking over, and I am not racist. I am not a person that discriminates, but I am going to be the person that calls a spade a spade. And when you see the Indians, they're taking over
Because
because
they're just supporting one another.
they support one another to the T. Sometimes you don't even see an Indian person going into a black-owned store business. You don't see them frequenting sometimes. I can say sometimes, not all the time. But you know, they think they tend to do their own thing, you know. But as soon as they come out there, they come out with their vans and selling their products in their vans, you know, and they're very smart with it as well because they might decide, okay, you don't have to buy this at this price right now. You could come back and pay me later, and every time you pay them, that's more money for them because you're building interest on top of interest. Don't get me wrong, because I know there were times back in the day where a person might have needed a certain product, and because the people allowed them to buy it for a certain price and would loan it to them, or not loan it, but what's the word they're looking for?
Like it's like a susu.
No, I don't know what that is. It's
Like the
like,
meeting term. So
no,
like
that's not what I'm talking about. It's like when you, because the person will allow you to pay later then.
oh, a trust.
Right, they're trusting you with the product. Because they're allowing you to pay later, you would have been able to get that product when you needed it. And I understand that. However, again, this makes them more wealthy. And all they're doing is building on their wealth. And what are we as our own people doing? I'm not saying no support other people's business, because again, we're all humankind, but at the end of the day, it shouldn't just be you supporting other people's business. It should be you supporting every person's business, or especially your own people. That's a very important factor, you know. And again, one time black people used to build wealth. Now we don't, you know, we're looked at as the lower class when it comes to wealth because we don't support each other. Sometimes you see Indian people living together in a house, a big house, and they have a lot of Indian people living in any area. But you know what? They're coming together to get that house, supporting each other within that house until one of them could move on and build, get another house and another house. They're not just living in one house all the days of their life, all the time. You know, they're moving up and moving on, moving up and moving on, moving up, and moving on, and building, and getting more houses and more houses and more houses. Where the other black people now just be staying in one house for all the days of their life. In my country.
And not only that too, if I can get in peace here now. Not only that too, but it's not even the case that they don't have problems. They do have problems in their homes, but they're not like us back home that are gonna cuss and carry on and let the world know what's going on in their homes. They keep it subtle, you know. Um, that's what I admire most about the Indians. They work together and they try to find ways to help one another. I could only speak for us in the Caribbean, especially in my country. Sometimes we like to pull down one another when we should be lifting up each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know, um, even sometimes as it relates to business again, we should be supporting our own. We should be,
Mm-hmm.
because you will find out, right? Now the Indians come up with their vans with the clothes and the baskets, whatever they come with. But let a black man do that. You're gonna see there's gonna be, oh, you should have got this, oh, you should have got that. But when the Indians come around, driving around and stuff like that, the buying up, we need to support one another.
Period.
We
And that's what
don't.
it comes down to. We just need to support each other, to build each other up as a community, as a people. And unfortunately, the case is that doesn't happen. And nobody speaks out about it because it's like an unspoken rule that we just sit and suffer. And that's what black people are known for in the Caribbean sometimes. Like, at the minute one person decides to try to excel or try to do better, you know, then you hear, oh, that them think them better than other people.
Exactly.
Or, oh, them think them bougie, them think them this.
Or them think them better than we.
Right. And I'm not talking about the type of people, though, that when they do accomplish something, they don't want other people, because that's a whole different situation. But I'm talking about people that are trained to get out of that poverty mentality, trained to do better for themselves, trying to accomplish things in life.
And that's why sometimes too, going back to what Shanita would have just said, as it relates to people telling you, oh, will you feel that you better than wherever. Sometimes we gotta keep your business to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
When you are going to excel and you tell yourself, well, I can do this, I can do that, keep your mouth shut and just keep doing what you gotta do. Because the moment you open up your mouth, somebody's gonna try, especially of our own race. Maybe other races too, but within our own race, we say, oh, we want to try this, we want to try that, and then people up in your ear telling you, oh man, that ain't gonna do nothing for you, that ain't gonna do nothing for you.
Mm-hmm.
No, that you gotta shut up and just do. And then when you excel, then you don't even have to look at them. It's that simple.
Right. But at the same time, it's important to be humble, and it's also important not to look down on people because you know where you've come from.
Right.
But again, and people wouldn't have to look down on each other if we build each other up. I'm not saying that you should be giving out handouts to people that got their hand open all the time and ain't assisting or ain't doing anything every time they just got the hand out open. No, it should be a build up together. Every man just doing their part to make something out of nothing, so to speak. Because when we look, we see the white people coming and excelling. The white, oh my gosh, sometimes they just have the white people up on a pedestal. Hello, they're the same people as us, and that's the reality. But because of the slavery mentality we have, a lot of us have them up there on a pedestal, and they bleed the same blood that we bleed. They cry the same tears that we cry. All these other things. I was married to a white man, so at the end of the day, none of that really matters. At the end of the day, what matters is that as humans, our people, everybody deserves a chance to try to excel, and black people should definitely be the ones to, because of the history that we have, to try to excel as well. But because we are known for breaking down each other, fighting against each other, um, tearing down each other. Everybody else looks at us as, oh, them ain't going away. Them nothing happening for them. Them is down there. Them is the type of people that down there. Because that's how we're known for. We don't build up each other. We don't encourage each other, support each other. We don't go to each other's businesses. Can you imagine if one person have a supermarket as a black person, black Bajan, and the other person have a clothing store, the other person have a school, a daycare, the other person have whatever, and each man just go to each other. No, each man just go to each other for business. What's gonna happen? The businesses, the money is gonna circulate within that one, and it's gonna just be this a circle of money going around because each person spending money and receiving money from each other. What's gonna happen? The wealth is gonna build up. It's clear. But then we have one person going over here to some other race, and again, like I said, I don't have a problem with other races, but I'm saying they're gonna go over here. And when it comes to this black person, but I don't want to go to them because them is this, and because them is that, because them is this, and the next and third. You can't grow. Can never. So it's unfortunate that we have these types of issues in our community, but I think it's very, very important to talk about because it's never being talked about. People is be focused on so many things that are of non-importance, not important at all, and they tend to focus on it. You know, we have a high schooling, we have a 99.7% in education rate or literacy rate or whatever. But then where we put in the literacy, where is the education going? So basically that's my thoughts. You have any other thoughts, Miss Start me every
My
30 seconds?
sister, when it comes to these kind of topics, she gets very passionate, and she keep somebody will look at her and say, "Oh, she's just very introverted." Not when it comes to certain
Yeah,
topics.
I'm introverted, but I also tend to love my people, and I feel like as a people, we should be building up each other, and that's a problem. And I have to say, it's a problem, especially in my country of Barbados, because I see all the issues that come out of people looking down on each other that should be building each other up. So I have to get passionate about these type of
Well, I
topics.
agree with you wholeheartedly, my sister. What I wanted to say for the longest time is that we need to. Oh, I remembered when we used to sell coconut water. No, common sense would tell you, well, these girls selling coconut water. Let me see, buy a little sweet, sell a little sweet bread or whatever. A guy literally came park his truck with a bunch of coconuts and selling the same coconut water too. So to me, is that more so building up or building down? No, it can't be
Tearing
building.
down.
Tearing down, right? Because you see some young people trying to get the life started, and you can just plant yourself there so that you could quote unquote give competition. And he didn't even last as long as a snow cone. Came twice. Cause people didn't realize what he was trying to do with us. Or whatever. So we need to build one another up. We need to be our brother's keeper. You'll find in in majority of the other races, even in Africa. I mean, we are black. All of us are black.
But the
But
Africans
the Africans support
stick
each other,
with
and they
each other.
stick with each other, and they build with each other. I just find the Caribbean just love
But
to
not all the
fight.
Caribbean
Some
either, because I can't say the Caribbean. I have to say Barbados.
Barbados,
Because when you see living in
Barbados.
Canada, the Jamaicans support each other.
True.
The Jamaicans go all out to support each other. They buy their own foods. They buy. I don't know. Jamaica will come and tell me that's not the case. The Vinceys tend to be there for each other too. The Trinidad, same thing. You know, I don't know. Every other Caribbean country I see tend to stick together, but us Bajans, I think sometimes we just have this thing about, not supporting each other. We have our perks of being friendly, we are nice, we are beautiful people, all that stuff. But then when it comes to these type of things, it's always the issue, and sometimes it's also a case of, um, oh, he doing better than me, so I got a problem with it. Like,
Right.
no, it shouldn't be like that. If you think somebody's doing better than you and you think you want to accomplish the same thing, then go all out to try to accomplish what you want. First of all, it shouldn't even be a competition because everybody's a different person. Everybody have their own different goals. And whatever your goals are, might be your goals, but my goals might not be the same as yours. My sister's a nurse. I could never see myself being a nurse. Not in a million years.
My sister's a teacher, and I could tell you, I totally Shakira Murray will not be doing that because I don't have the patience.
Correct.
So
So
everybody
everybody has their own path.
right.
But even within your own path, you should still be able to build up each other. I will never forget when we were younger, we were kids, and my mother used to say that when she was living at this lady's house, there were some Indian students. So my mother was a student then, and then there was another room because she was renting out a room from this Jamaican lady, and she rented the room also to Indian students. So there were like two rooms. My mother had one, and an Indian student had the other one. And I remember my mother saying that like one time she came home and she noticed that this Indian person had like, it was like three of them living in the same room, and the woman had no idea. And when they would, so there were stairs going up to the rooms, and whenever they went up the room, whenever they went up the stairs, they would take the same footsteps. Now, obviously, I guess all three of them probably came together and paid for one room, which brought down the price in three. But each of them taking one step on the stairs to make it sound like one step, and it's three of them. But yet, we don't have that mentality, and that's the problem. So I will stop the video here, and if you have any comments
based on our topic for tonight, you can drop a comment. I don't know if you're as passionate as my sister when it comes to these topics, but you can just drop.
Saying passionate.
You are passionate about it.
Anywho, moving on.
But yes, so drop a comment, like our video, share it, and subscribe. Until next time.
Bye bye.